Good evening and welcome to PBS Fort Wayne. We have a great show for you tonight. Some information I think you'll find very valuable for yourself or someone you know. We're going to be talking about the Senior Information Fair. If you've been to it in the past years, it is wonderful, and there are so many opportunities for you to learn a lot of things, get some free things, and certainly go home more informed about things for the older generation. However, the Senior Information Fair is also for younger people that are helping someone older, perhaps they're caregivers for their parents or grandparents, and we'll have lots of suggestions for you as well. I'm Sandy Thomson, the host of the show, but I'm not the star. These two over here are the stars. This is Josh White. Josh, welcome to Life Ahead.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
And I'm going to tell you in a second what Josh does, but Betty Foster. Hi, Betty.
Hello, Sandy.
Betty is just wonderful. She's been to Life Ahead. Do you know how many years you've come to
At least
see it?
5.
And she always comes in and has been telling us about the Senior Information Fair. She's been the president and has organized it. Don't know how you do it. It's a huge event.
I don't organize it. This entire group, our board, organizes it.
Well, they're giving you credit for it.
Thank you.
Now, Betty has been the president in organizing the Senior Information Fair. Josh gets the job next year. You're the president-elect.
I am, yes.
You ready for this?
Well, Betty does a lot of work behind the scenes, so she tries to play modest, but she does a lot of the grunt work, the behind-the-scenes work that really makes all of this happen. So just watching her and making sure that everything is going to run smoothly, I think I'm up for the task, but it is a pretty big undertaking. And
I know, as you shared earlier, you have a really good board that's going to be helping.
We do, yes. There's a lot of support there. It is full of amazing people who do a lot of work in order to make this happen.
Well, to give Betty some more congratulations, Betty, and I've shared this every time we've had this show, I think, on Senior Information Fair. I was at the very first one, and what did we decide? That was 26 years ago?
26 years ago.
26 years ago, it was at the Senior Center downtown. There were maybe 25 vendors, and about 200 people came. Mayor Helmke and I cut the yellow ribbon to open the fair. It was really exciting. It was, wonderful. And every year it grew and grew until you had to move downtown to the library. But now you are at Turnstone. Tell me about Turnstone, Betty. Why did you move to that location?
Well, a build out at the library had park to do with it. But we moved and chose Turnstone. Specifically because of the athletic center.
Right.
It is large enough to host all of our vendors, and also...
Isn't that beautiful? I think that's a spectacular building. It's kind of across from Glenbrook.
It's just down the road just a little bit from Glenbrook, but for anybody coming, we'll have a shuttle running from Glenbrook to Turnstone where they can park at a parking lot up there and come down. So
I know they have a lot of parking at Turnstone, and you can do that free, but if you can't find a space there, as Betty said, go over to Glenbrook. I think it's near McMahon's Tire.
It
be
was
a sign.
last year, and I believe that's where it's going to be this year. But there will definitely be signs posted to tell people where it's at.
And that shuttle will take you over to the fair, and it will bring you back home. I mean, it's running
back and forth,
long.
yes.
Okay.
We actually have 2 of them that'll be running.
Oh, all right. Well, that makes it pretty easy. Turnstone is such a fabulous place. I've been there many times. And now you have so many vendors. We're calling them vendors, but there are businesses, organizations that have rented booth space or kiosk space or whatever. And it's amazing to me to think you have over 100. Is that true?
Yes, we do. It keeps growing.
You're pretty proud of that too, aren't you? That's a lot.
It keeps growing every year, and we're happy to see the vendors come out so that they can furnish their information and resources to the seniors or anyone 18 or older that has an interest, that may be a caregiver or something like that, with their grandparents or their parents or what have you. And we'd really like a big turnout this year.
Well, let's go back, and you're going to be looking, by the way, at some of the photos from the fair from last year, but it's like what it'll be like this year as you get the opportunity to see what some of the booths are like. And there's the information again. We're going to keep reminding you it's Thursday, September 18th, 9 o'clock in the morning until 2 p.m., 9 to 2. I will tell you this, you do not have to be there at 9 a.m. In fact, if you go at 9 a.m., that's when it's the busiest. And you might want to, give it a little time and go just a little later in the morning or even early afternoon. There will still be all of those activities going on. Josh, we have speakers this year.
Yes, we do.
You usually do. Actually, I got to speak one year, now that I remember, several years ago. Yes.
You were, yes.
My topic was age is just a number.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about that?
That's fantastic.
That was exciting. That was down at the library. But now tell us about this year's speakers.
Yes, we've got two speakers this year. One is Charles Bax. He's a local attorney who does elder law work, a lot of work with making sure we preserve our assets. We also have Todd Honeycutt from Aging and In-Home Services. He is there to be able to talk about our caregivers and the support that we have in the community for them. A lot of caregivers aren't aware of the resources that are there,
Yeah.
so he's going to be there to speak about that. Charles talks at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And Todd talks at 12:45.
And I'm assuming that if need be, they would hang out a little bit and answer questions
Almost
that people might
assuredly.
have.
Yes.
Great topics, both of them very, very timely, of course. We were talking a little bit, I'll tell you, before the show about how much more popular home health care is now than it used to be. What did we decide was the reason, Josh?
There's multiple reasons. One is just a change in how the money is being distributed from the state and from the federal government.
Yeah.
Another is that some people just want to stay home. They want to be able to be in the home that they've known for years, and they want to avoid going to a new place that may be unfamiliar, that may be scary, and so that home health care is a pretty booming business because of that need.
And it's very fascinating. We've done several shows here on Life Ahead about home health care, and it is a big business now. And the people, the caregivers for the home health care services, and there are many of them, by the way, are well trained. I mean, and they depending on what your needs are, they would have training in giving medications, maybe taking care of tasks around the home. It could be as simple as preparing meals or going to get groceries for you. It could be transporting people to doctor's appointments. What's the word? When you transfer them from a wheelchair to their bed or something like that. I mean, there's a specific way that you're taught to do those things, and the home health care givers know how to do that. So you've got vendors that are home health care givers. Isn't that right, Betty?
That is correct. We have quite a few of those this year.
What are some of the screenings? Everybody wants to know about that, which is wonderful. And a lot of people just come to the Senior Information Fair to get all of these free medical screenings, and there are a lot of them. Could you speak to that, Betty?
One of the biggest is a diabetes glucose test.
Cool.
Yes, we'll have them there. There's a couple vendors that will be doing that. We have a DEXA scan that will be going on for
what?
a DEXA scan.
Oh, DEXA scanner, okay.
It is for osteoporosis.
Yeah.
They have blood pressure checks, O2 oxygen status, and we'll also have mammograms available. Because
Francine's
yes,
van will be there. But do they need an appointment for a mammogram?
I don't believe so. They have
Okay.
some openings the day of.
Oh,
and
great.
then they will be taking future appointments if you want to set one at that time. So
How about two of the significant medical areas, vision and hearing? Do you have any booths with that?
we do.
Good.
We have a vendor that will be giving a complete hearing screening.
Cool.
And then we have several others that will be doing an otoscope exam of the inside of your ear, which is very easy to do. Another vendor will also be doing a screening. And then we also have a lot of them that have miscellaneous screenings going on at their booths. So.
And I know that a lot of times they'll have medical students that are there helping with the screenings and whatever. I've always participated in the screenings, and I remember the last time I went, I did the, what was it, balance, I think. I failed. I didn't know. I did. I didn't know it was so bad.
Josh is still young, but you and I would fail.
So anyway, there you go. But it's worth it to go just to get those. If you, I mean, you saw that whole list of screenings, and if you just did even half of them, you're saving a lot of money to go to the doctor or a lab for every one of those individual tests. So that's worth it. But let's talk about money. Is there a cost for this, Josh?
No, it is free to join, so you are welcome to come in at any time. There's no cost to you to walk in the front door, and everyone that is there should be are going to be handing out some free items as well in order to promote their businesses.
Yes, and that's always a popular thing too. People will collect whatever, ballpoint pens or pill bottles or whatever. But again, keep in mind that you need to use some good common sense with it too, and not overtake things or whatever. And if a vendor at a booth is talking to you, give them the respect and stop and listen to them. It'll be worth your time and worth their time as well, because this is a wonderful thing. And all these people, well over 100 vendors and businesses, that's a lot of people that are giving up their whole Thursday to come to the fair and share their information. So, thank them for that. All right, let's talk about another topic everybody wants to know about. We'll briefly touch on lunch. Betty.
There is a free lunch while supplies are still available. People just need to stop at the Senior Information Fair booth to get a ticket for it. I believe the booth number is 36. It'll be right at the top of the inside track.
You won't be able to miss it.
You won't be able to miss it. We have a big floor flag that flies. There will be a tablecloth on there that says Senior Information Fair. You shouldn't miss it whatsoever.
And lunch is complimentary as well. But again, as Betty mentioned, it's obviously catered, so it's a limited supply. So if you miss that, I don't know, stop somewhere on the way home, I guess. That'll work as well. Josh, let's go over parking again.
Yeah.
If people aren't familiar with Fort Wayne, what would you suggest, and where can they park, and does it cost anything?
Turnstone does have some parking. It is free to park at Turnstone. We also have some parking over at Glenbrook. And if you have to park over at Glenbrook because you can't find any parking at Turnstone, we do have buses courtesy of CTN.
Okay.
They're going to be running back and forth to be able to take you over to Turnstone and take you right back.
Okay, all right, that sounds easy enough. And again, I love that what you see on the bottom of the screen there, free event open to the public. Now, I said earlier that when I did it the first time, there were a couple hundred people came, and now it could be 1,000, even more, that might be there. And it's wonderful because it's such a great community event where there are so many things in one place. I want to hear about Joe Justice. Everybody talks about him, Betty. Who's he, and why are we talking about Joe?
Well, he's a well-known musician here in the community. And he plays for a lot of the senior fairs and expos.
Yeah.
He also does events at different senior residential communities and such around the areas. And he's been at it a long time, but he plays classics from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Everybody always loves it.
Yes.
Always loves it. Now, I see Johnny, is it Johnny Tincap?
Yes, Johnny.
He's going to be there?
He will make an appearance there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, now who's there? Who's that on the
The
line?
Three Rivers Therapy Dogs are going to join us
I read
this
about
year.
that.
Yes.
So the therapy dogs will be there and you can interact with them.
Exactly.
Okay, that's cool. I don't remember that from before, but I love dogs, so I would be there just to visit with them. And obviously that in itself, therapy dogs could be a part of somebody's home health care as well.
It could be.
For their medical recovery. Okay, let's talk about, is it bocce ball? And what is it? All right, Josh, you're laughing.
Yeah,
What
so
is it?
we've got a few activities set up in the same location.
In the gymnasium area?
Yes, in the
Okay.
gymnasium area. It's just on the other side of that gymnasium. So we have a few activities set up. Once you have mingled with all of the vendors and you've gone through
Yeah.
and see all of the information that we do have some activities. We've got the bocce ball. We've got it's a
Bingo size.
Something about bingo.
size. Yes, Betty, do you want to
What's
talk
that?
about what
What's
the bingo
bingo?
size is?
I have no idea.
Do you know?
Not a clue.
That's going to be put on by Turnstone. It's their staff that
it's
will
their
be
thing.
doing.
But I love bingo, so that's,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
Yeah.
who doesn't? That's always a fun thing. So that's kind of cool. So you can have your own recreation that afternoon as well. How about shots? You know, we talked about health screenings.
Right.
But I hear that now you can even get some of your vaccinations there.
Yes, we also have a booth that's going to be doing some vaccinations. I believe it is the flu shot, the shingle shot, and I'm missing one.
Pneumonia.
And then the pneumonia shot, yes.
Is there a charge for those?
I believe those are free, aren't they?
Or is
Well,
that a part
they
of an
will
insurance?
give the shot, but you have to have your insurance card because they do
Okay.
have to report it. I can't say. It depends on your insurance company.
But most of those you mentioned are free shots if you were going to, you know, a pharmacy or something.
Most insurances cover it for
Yeah,
free.
and that's great. Once again, you know, you can go have lunch, go to all of these vendors, hear some music, go play bingo and bocce ball, and get your vaccinations all at the same time. Okay, now other things that we want to talk about, and we did talk about the speakers, but let's go over again the who, what, when, where. And I want to bring that slide up again that has the date and the time. We can't emphasize that enough. It's not that far away, September 18th. Betty, what are the other parameters we should know?
Just show up at 9 a.m. and enter. The Turnstone's located on Clinton Street, just down from Glenbrook Mall. We want everybody to come and enjoy the day. You can take your time to walk through the vendors. There's not a rush. Lunch will start serving about 11:30. The speakers will be in the conference room, which is just inside the front entrance.
Oh, okay.
At
okay.
Turnstone. So Charles will speak at 10 a.m. You would have to go back out into the lobby area and into the conference room for that. And then, of course, in the afternoon, Todd would speak. And again, the same thing. I think those are both favorite topics and really
very timely.
current topics
Yeah.
to various things that seniors need to know about. Because, as you well know, Sandy, our world changes every single day.
I kind of noticed that, especially lately.
Yes.
This, by the way, and I know you can't see it up close, but you know this flyer, which has all the information about the Senior Information Fair and the photos, which we've already shown you there on the air. But as a reminder to yourself, you can pick these up at where?
The Allen County Libraries, a lot of them have them in the information section.
Okay.
In the lobbies. You can get them at the community center. They have them there in their information section. They're also stocked at Citizen Square.
Oh, okay.
Inside the one door. I made sure that I had them stocked there. And they're just at various places throughout the communities. Some of the pharmacies, Walgreens have them. You can find them there by the pharmacy, and you just need to look for them.
And just, you know, pick one up and put it on your refrigerator with the magnet so you don't forget the information and the time, and grab a couple to pass out to your own neighbors or your family to remind them to come. You know, you might even want to make this an outing, and I know a lot of people have done that. You know, several ladies get together or a couple of couples, and they come together to the event as a social thing for them, and that's lovely as well.
Yes.
So certainly something that you can do. All right, let's talk about sponsors. Betty, you have a lot of sponsors.
We have the most sponsors this year that we have ever had in any other year.
Really?
We have 21 sponsors.
Wow. I mean, I want to recognize that because, It's amazing, and we're looking at that list of sponsors right now. It's amazing how the community has gotten behind the Senior Information Fair. I mean, look at all of those organizations and businesses that are so known and respected in our community that believe in this Senior Information Fair and have decided and chosen to be sponsors, right?
Yes, that and the fact that the senior services has grown so much in the community. They're needed so much in the community. And these businesses and area professionals want to make sure that they are able to provide the seniors or their families and caregivers the information and resources as much as possible. And so, you know, Senior Information Fair is a convenient location for them to come to. And all the vendors are there under one roof. You can take your time going through, gather the information you want. If there's someone specific you're looking for, you can ask either a board member or a volunteer if they know where their booth is at. Again, there is so much information out there, and excuse me, it's factual information.
Right. And if you're looking for a specific thing, like Betty said, you know, you can go to the Senior Information booth and say, okay, I want to learn about nursing homes. I want to look at some possibilities for my grandparents. You know, what booth should I go to? And they can send you in the right direction. How about home health care? Are there booths for that?
Yeah, we also have a lot of booths for home health care. We have a lot of booths for a lot of different services that seniors are going to need. We have home health care, as you said, we have nursing homes, we have people who will help with disability and just improving your own home in order to make it more disability accessible. We have a wide variety of vendors to offer a wide variety of services. And it's important to be able to take a look at all of those in order to know what exactly is out there. I've only been on the board for a few years, and I've learned each year that there's more services out there that I didn't know about last year.
I know, it's amazing. I mean, I've been doing this Life Ahead show for a number of years, and we've done so much with elder services and whatever, but I keep learning new things, and we keep having new businesses that come on about a new service that's available that we didn't used to talk about. So it's a great community, and I love the Senior Information Fair because they put it all in one place. They make it easy for you, right?
Yes, yes. You don't have to be on the phone forever or trying to figure out where you can get information. You know, we have the vendors right there under one roof, so it's easy for you to gather information, take it home, review it, you know, save it.
Do they still give like a plastic bag or something when you go in? Do you
some
know?
of the vendors do, yes.
Okay.
Some of the vendors do.
Right, and you can go around to the vendors and collect, you know, all of this information, and you can go home with a bag full of brochures and business cards and peruse what you're interested in, you know, at your leisure, which might spark something. I want to share with you, I know you're an attorney, Josh. A friend of mine went to the fair several years ago, a number of years ago, and he stopped at the legal booth and talked to some attorneys there. And that was great. You know, he had a nice visit and whatever. And one of the attorneys gave him her card. And 2 years later, his wife passed away, and he still had that card in, you know, a junk drawer or something in the kitchen. And he pulled that out and called that attorney to help him get through what he needed to do with the estate planning and the follow-up. So you never know, you know, you might find something that you'll use a number of years later.
That's right.
You know, the legal booth has always been very popular, I know.
Right. Yeah, we have several legal booths that are going to be there. Several different law offices who offer different kinds of services. And to your point, there are a lot of things that even if you don't need those services right now, you may in the future. You may have somebody at home who needs those. Even if you don't, you may know somebody, and it's important to just get that information so that when you encounter that, you can supply that information, even if you don't need it yourself.
Exactly. And that's why we want to appeal to everybody out there. You never know. Tomorrow, you know, Grandpa might fall off the ladder while he's trying to paint the eaves or something, and needs some at-home care, and maybe you'll be the one responsible, or maybe your mom has some surgery and she needs 6 weeks of recovery time where your family might need to help be a caregiver for her. You just never know what your needs might be. That's right. Okay, one more time, let's go over the who, what, when, where. Again, September 18th, that's a Thursday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., anytime within that time frame at Turnstone on North Clinton. It's just a fabulous fair. Recommend it to your friends. Josh and Betty, I can't thank you enough for coming tonight to share this with our viewers.
We appreciate you having us. Thank you.
All right.
I do want to mention that anybody that would like to ride the city bus system can do so. And they can go to the booth, our Senior Information Fair booth, and show their day pass that they use, and we will reimburse them a day pass for another time.
You guys think of everything. So. You've got a big job next year, Josh.
To
the rest of you, thank you so much for watching us this evening and share that information. I'll be back here next Wednesday night with another topic and some other guests. Meanwhile, have a great night and stay safe and healthy.
The preceding program on PBS Fort Wayne was made possible in part by...
The 2025 Senior Information Fair is Thursday, September 18th from 9 to 2 at Turnstone Plasman Fieldhouse. Featuring speakers on elder law and caregiving resources, experts in aging-related services, health screenings, and a vaccine clinic. On-site parking available, overflow parking at Glenbrook Mall with shuttles to Turnstone. Details at seniorfair.info.